What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And Liverpool are interested in signing Wolves left back Ryan Ait-Nouri, who is on the Africa Cup of Nations duty with Algeria. But reportedly Liverpool decided that they still want a proper left back, and with Andy Robertson out injured, Tsimikas out injured, Trent Alexander-Arnold are all out injured. It's understandable, but Trent will come back before Ait-Nouri finishes his Africa Cup of Nations duties. And also when Tsimikas and Robertson comes back, that this could be also a long-term move to replace Robertson in 2 or 3 or 4 years. But reportedly, according to English newspapers, Arsenal have also joined the race to sign Ryan Ait-Nouri, who has had a pretty good career so far. He's only 22 years old, so he is about to enter his prime years. But apparently Wolves want at least £50 million for the player. Let me know, do you think Liverpool should spend 50 million on a new left back when we have Robertson and Tsimikas? They are both out injured at the moment. And guys, if you enjoy these transfer news update videos, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and please help me so I can continue making these videos, because I'm struggling financially and I need your help. So please make a one-time donation via the thanks button below the video, or subscribe to my Patreon. It only costs a couple of dollars, a few dollars a month, and you support me that way, and you get great additional content and additional rewards if you do that. And also the donation on YouTube, I only get like 60% of that. So thank you so much for your awesome support if you consider donating. You know, it's concerning that Robertson is starting to pick up these injuries, and when players go beyond 30 years old, that usually happens because the Premier League is the toughest league in the world on the body. It's the most grueling, most energy sapping league. But Ait-Nouri has been at Wolves since 2020, and he played 97 games. He registered 4 goals and 8 assists. He can hold his own in defense, but he thrives when going forward, and he can play even in a 4 at the back formation or at the with the 5 at the back formation. Wolves played both formations, and he still has 2.5 years left on his contract, and it is believed a summer transfer is more likely than a January move, because of course Wolves, who just knocked out another team in an FA Cup replay, they don't really want to lose their first choice left back. And according to the news outlet footballtransfers.com, Liverpool and Wolves have already held talks about the transfer of Ryan Ait-Nouri. We are told that Nouri may depart at the end of the season, or even potentially in January, if a transfer bid of a little bit more than £50 million is received by Wolves. Arsenal already made a proposal to Wolves, but they swiftly rejected it because it didn't meet their transfer valuation of the player. And a winter transfer is even more complicated because Ait-Nouri is at the Africa Cup of Nations, so he could be on international duty until like the first 1 or 2 weeks of February, and that makes you know, him passing a medical and also him negotiating a deal, a contract, even more difficult, because probably a Liverpool contingent would need to fly over to the Africa Cup of Nations and conduct a medical while he's in the training camp with Algeria, and he also would need to sign the contract. But it's doable, it happened before, and it can happen again. Of course, Liverpool have the logistics to do that. And sources have told this news outlet that there are indications that Arsenal wish to overhaul the fullback positions across the next 2 transfer windows. Mikel Arteta's goal is to have 4 top-class inverted fullbacks in the squad who will be consistently available for selection throughout the season. Ait-Nouri, he's known for excelling in the inverted fullback role, is considered a suitable match. Jeremy Frimpong of Bayer Leverkusen remains Arsenal's targeted right back. I think that would be an absolutely amazing transfer for Arsenal, because Jeremy Frimpong is one of the best right backs in the world behind Trent Alexander-Arnold. His pace and his goal scoring ability, his assisting ability is second to none. David Ornstein also this morning has exclusively revealed that Jordan Henderson has reached an agreement with his club in Saudi Arabia to leave the club. He's 33 years old, and they they are in process of finalizing his contract termination. Henderson has agreed in principle to join Ajax. Now the details and the paperwork needs to be signed, but I think this would be an absolutely terrific move for Jordan Henderson, and he quickly realized that this Saudi Arabian move was a big mistake, so I don't really understand why he would go there besides earning loads of money. And I loved seeing the reactions of the Liverpool fans on the Reddit, Liverpool subreddit. The one fan said, only thing to say is thank you for the 12 million pounds. I mean, we sold Henderson for 12 million when he was already pretty much finished at the top level, at the Premier League level. I think the Eredivisie, the Dutch league, would suit him because it's a lot less competitive, a lot slower, and there are a lot less like really top teams, and Henderson could really thrive there. And with Ajax he could play, European football regularly as well. I mean, we got 52 million pounds for Fabinho and Henderson, two players who had awful seasons, so that was a really good move by Liverpool to sell both of them. And to get Wataru Endo and Gravenberch, two fantastic players. Yes, Endo is 30 years old, but Gravenberch is still very young and he has great potential, even though he hasn't started his career very well. I think to get those two players for the same price and really overhaul your midfield, it was fantastic business. And this Saudi project is starting to fail. It's starting to show its cracks in it, and there could be even a mass exodus of big players going back to Europe, either in the January or in the summer transfer window, because footballers are already filthy rich, so they don't really need that additional money that desperately, because the Saudi league is pretty boring. Of course, not everyone is built for it. The humidity, the conditions, the weather is really different there, and also the facilities, the other clubs in the league are pretty much almost like amateur level, League 1 or League 2 level, and the attendances are really poor as well. I mean, Henderson sometimes played in front of 800 fans. Imagine going from playing in the Premier League and the Champions League, playing at Anfield in front of 54,000 people, to playing in front of 800 people in empty stadiums. It's not really top level competitive football. And I wish Henderson well. I have nothing against him. I have my opinion on his decision to go to Saudi Arabia and to betray some of his values and some of his conduct that he did in England. But I already said my opinion many times in previous videos, and I think Henderson going back to Ajax and to real competitive top European football is I think a good decision. But if you are a member of the LGBTQ community, I think you must feel pretty betrayed by Henderson. I mean, what was the point going there for 4 months, 5 months? And to spit on everything that he was an ambassador for previously in the UK. I don't really want to get into it, but you get my point. And he also loses a lot of money because the tax-free income that he earned in Saudi Arabia will not be tax-free when he comes back to England, because he hasn't lived there for a full year. So his income must be fully taxed under UK law. So he loses a lot of money by coming back to Ajax, and it destroyed his reputation going to Saudi Arabia. So a top class career decision that he made. A lot of people didn't understand it at the time, and a lot of people won't understand it right now as well. It's a shame, really. He should have been our new James Milner, that he stays in the squad, plays a bit part role sometimes. He could have played 25-30 games a season for the next few years, and using his experience to help the youngsters, the likes of Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, Gravenberch and others. And he should have retired at Liverpool as a huge legend. Instead, he really ruined his reputation among a lot of Liverpool fans. And ultimately, the bottom line is probably greed and ego wouldn't let him just sit on the bench, and it ruined ruined his legacy a little bit at Liverpool. Hopefully Salah will stay now, and Salah won't see the Saudi League as a very attractive proposition after Henderson, and also potentially Firmino also wants to leave the Saudi League as well. And also a Liverpool fan pointed out that he will not be able to play in England for the next 18 months because you need to be out of the country for tax reasons. So the blood money that he got from Saudi Arabia isn't taken from Henderson. So yeah, that's why he's signing for Ajax and not coming back to the Premier League or even to Sunderland in the Championship. Also, what do you think about Michail Antonio's continued war against Liverpool? Because he started it by saying on a podcast that he thinks West Ham will finish above Liverpool and he would love West Ham to beat Liverpool, and then West Ham got humbled, beaten by Liverpool at Anfield in the Premier League. We beaten them 5-1 in the League Cup as well. And on the Footballers Football podcast, Antonio again started running his mouth. He said, listen, I'm saying it with chest. I do not want Liverpool to win the league. You know why? It's because of the Liverpool fans. They have been in my comments. They have been all over my social media. I have to interject here. It's because of you. It's because of your idiotic comments. Why would you say you think West Ham will finish above Liverpool if you are not prepared to take some heat from the Liverpool fans? I mean, if you are giving it out, you have to take it in return as well. Football banter, if you like. Antonio said, it has been probably 10 times worse since I said it, and I'm going to still say it until the end of this season. I've got a war with you, Liverpool fans. Next season we will start afresh, but until this season ends, I'm warning you, I'm against you and I want other people to win. Next season I may back up to Liverpool because I've had a soft spot for you guys over the last couple of years, but this season, no. We ain't friends this year. If you have a soft spot for Liverpool, why would you say such stupid things like that you think West Ham will finish above Liverpool and that you want West Ham to beat Liverpool? Of course, that's fine that you want West Ham to beat Liverpool. You are playing for West Ham. I have no problem with that. Him running his mouth on a podcast before playing Liverpool and saying that West Ham will finish above Liverpool. If you are giving out to the football banter, you have to be prepared to take it in return as well. Antonio's co-host Callum Wilson, the Newcastle striker, refused to pile on, instead asking Antonio if he would be fit to play against Liverpool on the 27th of April. He said, yeah, I will be. I'm so excited to watch this. Well, the West Ham Liverpool game will be even more interesting now that Antonio stoked the fire with his comments. And also, Jose Mourinho being sacked for Roma, I think, is pretty sad because he really united Roma as a city and the fan base. And since Jose Mourinho has been the Roma manager, the Roma stadium has been full. It has been half empty in previous years, and he really united the Roma fans at one cause. Yes, his performance in the league and in the Italian Cup has been below par. Roma should be doing much better than sitting in 9th place, but I think he should have still seen out the season. He qualified for 2 European finals in 2 years with Roma. That is an incredible achievement, honestly, and I don't understand why the Roma would sack him. Besides, probably the owners weren't happy. The American owners of Roma weren't happy with his antics in the media, and he got, I think, 5 times sent off as a manager, 5 red cards from the touchline. But they had to pay him an absolute fortune. I heard like he got almost 20 million pounds by being sacked. I still don't understand how that works in football. You fail at your job and you get a big severance package, but that's probably in his contract, usually in managers' contracts. But still, I just wanted to give my opinion. I think Mourinho deserved to see out the season. Even though I don't like him as a character, I still respect his achievement as a manager. And I mean, going back-to-back European finals with Roma is unheard of. They've never done that in their history. And also they won their first European trophy for a long time in the Conference League. And he also went to the Europa League final, where he only lost to Sevilla, who are the Real Madrid of the Europa League. So even the Jose Mourinho Cup final record couldn't beat Sevilla that time. But I think Roma deserved and Mourinho deserved to see out at least until the end of the season. His contract would have been out at the end of the season anyway, so we wouldn't have to pay Mourinho anything. to have this next 6 months. Maybe the owners of Roma think that they still can get European football, but they could have had European football throughout the Europa League with Mourinho even, but probably they wanted to improve the league performances, and I get that. But then to appoint Daniele De Rossi, who is a former player but not really an experienced or great manager, it's not the best decision. That's just my opinion. What is yours? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a lovely day. See you later. Goodbye.